Cyber Monday. You guys have made it through Black Friday. Thank you for everybody that participated in our sales and all of our friends' sales. Cyber Monday, you still get 30% off your order. You spend $100 after the discount. We are going to send you a free 4-mag bandolier. We've never made these. These are not on the website. You cannot buy them. And you get this free 4-mag bandolier. We have made it so that it adjusts on the fly, just like our FUPA shoulder strap, waist strap does right there. Velcro backed retention inside. You can put a Velcro piece of adhesive on the back of your mag. In the future, perhaps you add lids to this. Attachment points on the bottom to affix a waist strap of whatever you have, or fabricate one, or in the future, perhaps we put one out. 4 mags, we're going to build several colors. Order as many times as you want. Rather than a $300 order, place 3 $100 orders. We will send you 3 bandoliers. You can request the color of bandoliers. No promises on that. We will try to accommodate you. Cyber Monday, 30% off, free 4-mag bandolier. Fuck SOE. I don't like those guys. Well, for you guys, we just made a full build video on how we built this and the iterations. We spent all day coming up with the design, and we have shown you how to build your own. So if you don't want ours, we've given you that for free also. This 4-pack bandolier will fit in any of your tool bags, kit bags, anywhere. By no means is this meant to replace your chest rig, but this does give you 4 mags. It zigzags back and forth. It is very compact. You can keep it in your glove box, center console, anywhere. 4 mags, ready to fight, and it's free. Cyber Monday, 30% off, free bandolier. Thank you, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? What are we doing? We're doing something really dumb. Dudes are always like, bandolier, bandolier, bandolier. And when I hear bandolier, I think that you're going to get this for a lower price. Why are dudes trying to do bandoliers? So we just looked at the internet. There's a lot of bandoliers out there. None of them work as well as an actual chest rig, which is what I'm really working on. I'm working on a stacked 308 split front chest rig with a bunch of other ability to it. But we're going to do this bandolier thing. Scully had sent me a canvas bandolier that the CIA actually had it made by some think tank or something. And it held 20 round mags. Early 90s, even back in Vietnam, they're using stuff like this. Scully and I just had a whole bandolier conversation on one of the podcasts. And the bandolier was for extra ammo, right? They've got their chest rig and shit, but they're going out. They're not sure what to expect, or they do expect heavy fire. The bandolier, they can just throw on cross, and have, 8 more mags or 10 more mags. In addition, it's not to replace. But all your gun tube guys, they want to replace, right? They want to use this in lieu of. Nothing sideways works as well as the real fucking thing. And when you look at them, they're super vague on the internet as to the closure systems, right? You see the Blue Jeans operator guy, he's got the one that's got the zipper in there. But that's a very intricate rig. Like if we built a rig like that, and I think his holds 4 mags or 5 mags, it's got a zipper, so you unzip it, and now it exposes the mags. And then it has lids that pull out, so that's more work. And then it has pals all over. He's basically made a full chest rig, or whoever's making it for him. But it doesn't work as well as a chest rig. So the bandolier is meant to be super compact. You need extra shit, extra mags, whatever. When you pull ammo out of an ammo can, it comes in those cotton, they call them dunnage. It comes in those cotton slots, right? And I think there's 4 there. And they hold a box of stripper clips. Well, when you pull that string out, it allows you to put 30 round mags in there. And then it's basically this terrible, it's almost like it's the straps on a bandage to tie a bandage on with. It's this horrible cotton, almost like gauze. And they made theirs to where you could pull it up into one point and you put it on as a bra backwards, right? It's like it's like putting on a chest rig, but it doesn't go behind your neck. It goes in front of your neck. And you can use that. But really what it's for is to put one on this side and one on this side. And it's the bare minimum. That's what we're going to build right now, is the bare minimum. And then go from there in different iterations as what we would do to fix it. But I suspect that by the time we have something that people would actually want to use, it's going to cost as much or more as just using a micro rig. The micro rig already holds 4 mags. The micro rig can actually hold 8 mags if you fill it with just mags and not the utility with utility stuff. But that it's fully functional. And on the micro rig, you can put a dangler, you can put a padded shoulder set, you can use it. Like the micro rig actually started when Sherman House and I and Chris Barrett were messing with that thing. The very first one was a bandolier. And you can run any of the micro rigs as a bandolier by just running one shoulder strap. So we're just going to throw this down right now and see how this works. So the math would say that every magazine, an M16 mag needs a 3-inch footprint. That's flat on the back. Now coming up off the top, it's, you know, actually 3 on the face, 4, 5. It's about 5-inch for the slot. I don't know that I can take and put a magazine in here. Let's see, from basically here to here. Here to here. So on the face, it's going to come out at, and again, flat on the back, we're at like right about 3, just under 3. But on the face, about 4.5. So if we make these slots, let's start these right at 4 inches. 16, let's give it up to 18 so we can have an inch on each side, see what we're going to do with that. And then if we wrap this, and then here's where it all the money actually comes from, right? If we run a bandolier where this magazine is accessible here, how do you secure this? Do we throw a shitty Velcro strap? Do we put a snap? Do we do a reverse pull tab? Do we just use bungees over the top? Is it exposed? Do we want to bring something down over the top where it unzips? And that's the method. Like, what's the method of retention for this? I don't know. But let's start just right here. And if we go from the bottom to there.
If you were producing the easiest first out of those straps, which one would you do?
Nothing. I wouldn't put any strap on it. If it easiest, fastest, yeah. No strap, no retention. But you have to have retention, right? We know that. So what I would do, 13, what I would do is Velcro line it and then just use Velcro dot retention inside it. So you just put a 1-inch adhesive dot on here, put those in place. Those will more than hold it. If you actually put one on each side, you wouldn't even be able to get the mag. You really have to pull to get the mag out. That's what I would do if we're looking price point, lowest price, fastest build. That's how I would do it, which is what we're going to really do here. We're going to build it first with nothing and make sure that our fittings work, and then we can just slice it open and kind of figure it out from there. We're at 18, and I don't even know that this math's going to work right now. We're going to go 18 by 13, and that's no allowance for hemming this under or double layering this or anything. That's no edge. I mean, we could edge tape it on the top, but so we'll just start with this right here. What did I say? It was 13 by 18. I think it's 13 tall. Yeah, 13 by 18. Now, that also, you've got a pound of bullets, basically. 4. It's going to be on single layer Cordura, 500 din. If you're going to see a failure point, that's where it's going to be, is on that bottom, that corner of that mag or something touching that. So we would want to double layer it up. And if we're going to double layer it up, are we faster to just sew a 2 or 3 inch strip of Cordura in the bottom where this actually makes contact? And then are we concerned about this running past that edge of Cordura in there and working that, right? Or are we better off making this 26 inches tall, folding it back into itself, because the mag's never going to touch where that meets. It's going to touch about a 1/2 inch up from there. us double layering this, which takes twice as much material, which adds labor, right? Because why do guys want bandoliers? Well, I don't believe guys want bandoliers. I believe that that's people trying to come up with something that hasn't been done. So they want the new flashy thing that their YouTube buddy, you know, their favorite creator has, you know, sold them on. I think when my customer base asks about a bandolier, it's because they saw somebody doing it, you know, some new thing. And they also think, well, a bandolier should cost less than a chest rig, right? That's what I think it really comes down to. So that's about the footprint right there, I think. We got 18, so we're going to go 16. Let's find the center on 18 is 9. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves us an inch on the sides. We can always 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can always move these side numbers out. I saw, and again, like on the internet, they were real vague about how these things actually function and open and close and stuff. But I did see a lot of them. Most of them only carried 4 mags. And then some of them had these other little slot pockets on the side where you could put a cleaning kit and some, you know, random shit in there. So let's go start this first of all. Let's sew this and see if these mags even fit. All right, so we're gonna just zip this real quick, see if this, I don't know why I just tacked that, but I'm gonna need to take it back out. Just out of habit, I guess. This is 4 lines, 4 inches, I think is what we said this was. Too big. There we go. We can cut at least 1/2 inch, 3/4 out of that. I don't have my ruler out here. Okay, so we did this at 4. Let's try 3.5 right here. See what this does. So 3 inches, 3.5 fits. We could go smaller, but I think 3.5 is the way to do it. That's going to allow it to curve, stack up. I think we could probably accordion it at 3.5. Let's try 3.5 on them. Let's bring this one here back to 3.5. Three and a half and 7. And then this is super flat. So it'll always be a fight to put mags in here. But are we building this to take mags in and out? No, we're building it to take mags out. So you're going to pre-stage this. What's going on with that one? You can see where I didn't tack, because I didn't back tack it, it's already pulled the stitches out. like an inch worth of them. Okay, Willet accordion. Yeah, kind of accordion. Got this little sloppy area down here because of the build, but so there's that. Literally as raw as it can possibly get. Now, what do we do with it? What do we want for retention on this? Do we run one flap that just Velcros over and you can open it up and that exposes all of them? Do we run individual straps? Do we run the Velcro dot retention? Could always put Kydex inside there. I say Kydex, it's not even Kydex, but you know, an insert inside here. Now you've just made this a completely different rig, right? What are we building this for? We're building this for absolute minimum. You want to throw on some more magazines. So let's just build it with that in mind for now. Let's take this and do I want to edge tape this? I don't think I want to edge tape it. We just make the Cordura longer, flip it under. That'll give it some structure to the lid. It'll clean up the raw edge. That's what we'll do to start with. We can do that just with this piece here even. I said we weren't going to do that. I said we were going to take each of these and build them, and then we'll put them up on the quick ship as the promo stuff. But I definitely don't want to put something out raw like this. So let's clean this one up a little bit to make it at least presentable. Plus, this will give us the math we need to build the actual canvas CIA ones like Scully wants. Hello? This no ruler thing is really fucking me up here. We'll just build these at this hem at 1.5 inches here. Lunch is here? Is that what you're telling me, or is there some more?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, we'll be in just a second. I don't know why I never thought of getting these Swansons 12-inch because they've got centimeters and inches. They start right at the end.
Even if you got one of those and just took and
cut it,
like
yeah.
14 inches, so you had a little extra.
Yeah, I don't want extra.
You want it exactly
I
at
want
12?
it exactly at 12.
Well, even if you had that, yeah,
It'll fuck me up if I have one of these that's 40
and you're like,
and I go through there all the time and make marks, and I'll mark shit wrong with it because I'm used to it being 36. All right, let's just hem this over. Go ahead and tack it this time. I knew I was running out of thread. It was starting to curl a lot. That guy making those wallets with that old time tacker machine, that's wild. And that's a treadle, like that's an all manual machine. I looked them up, I found a few of them. Get this tail here taken care of before we're fighting it 30 minutes from now. When you're building shit for the war effort and you're in a cave and you got a dude pedaling an exercise bike to provide electricity for the light bulb so that you can see in the cave, this is the gear you'll be making right here. Shit like this. And you'll be making out of blankets and burlap sacks and clothing. You won't be making this hem as big, and you won't be putting the second line in there. And as a dude in the field, you'll be doing the same shit with a needle and thread. Black Friday, as we sew this today. My shop is all closed down. I don't need this line of stitching here that I'm sewing. I don't know why I'm doing this. Randall and I are here. Amanda's here. How should we pull this? Should we even pull this?
Is that the one that's too big?
Yeah, it's the original slot when I thought we needed it 4. But I'll trim this down, clean this edge up. We'll put a strap on here. This will hold literally just 4 mags. It won't have any little utility pocket or nothing on the side. And then do we run these all the way down, or do we leave them up here? If we leave them up, the mag will probably fit better in each. It'll go a little bit lower. Let's do that. Let's run them about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. I'll bet that lets all those mags sit a little better. I don't have my little... Where's all my shit at? Like, I have all an identical set of everything. I don't know what I've done with it all. Floating around here somewhere. I needed that screwdriver for something in here the other day, probably. I heard Bear say something today. He bought Palmetto State. You buy a lower, and they're giving you 10 PMags for free. And I thought, I don't know what a lower costs nowadays, but I'll bet the fucking 10 PMags cost the same. So you're basically getting a free lower for the cost of 10 PMags. Remember the first line I said? I said, I don't know why I'm tacking all these in. I'm going to have to take them out.
An AR-15 stripped lower receiver is $60.
From Palmetto State?
Yeah.
Look up how much a PMAG costs from Palmetto State. I know if you buy them in quantities, they're like $10 a piece, but I think you got to buy 100 of them. So I'm sure they're getting some way better deal to be able to give those things away like that. Or they're old gin or something. I don't think I've ever even looked at PSA's website. I don't think I've ever even seen it.
PMAG 30 round, $15.99.
$15.99 for an AK.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. M4. That's what you want. They'll cost less.
$17.99 for the AR M4.
Really? That seems really high. I mean, I have no idea. I'm so far removed from. Okay. All right, here we go. It is such a fucking pain in the ass to get these in here. Which is why nobody makes. I don't know that I can even put.
Just that bag?
No, it's just this magazine, but this magazine is smaller than the others. It's just the material doesn't want to. Oh man, I got them facing the wrong way. It's because there's nothing in there that's rigid. It's not. There's nothing holding that lip open. There. So there it is. That's what it would be. Now to clean this up, which I'm already too late to do, I would just hem this in. This is a much more exaggerated. I would hem this all in here, clean, just like so. Put your strap here. Tuck these in. Maybe we do leave these a little wider because it is so difficult to put the mags in.
Do you think after a while like that?
Would it hold shape? Yeah, it might hold shape. Or do we put something in there? Like, do we build this? See, that's the thing, right? This is pinched in back and front. If we built it as two pieces, now we're back to more labor, right? But that's the right way to do it, is build it flat on the back so that the face loops so that it's easier to put the magazine in. And then the next question is retention. For the sake of being able to use random scrap we have sitting around, we could do it two pieces. Now, what did we say? This was going to be because we shrunk. Yeah, we took quite a bit off. We said this is 3.5, 7/14. So if we had it on back on 1 inch for each side, 15/16. Do we have that here? We do not. We have 15 right here. Could we make this out of 15? We could. How tall do we need to be? 5.5. I got 15 here. 15. I have less than 15 here. I don't even know what all this came from. It's clearly something we cut off the laser, but I don't know what that was. So let's go into my trusty scrap pile, my end cuts. This is what I need right here. We use silver Sharpies all through the shop, but as of the last couple of years, when you open a silver Sharpie, I don't know what has happened with them, but sometimes they will just paint. You'll just have paint splatter all over. I don't know what's doing that. I only saw Isaac. It happened to Isaac all the time, and I'm like, that's because you're fucking retarded. But it actually does happen to other people that are not retarded, so it's not just that. So let's math this down. We said 16 instead of 18. In a perfect world, let's say it's 16 by 13. And we said this is actually really difficult to get into, to get the mags into. So do we want to shrink our footprint, or do we want to keep this as simple build as possible? Let's shrink the footprint down like we had talked about. So let's say 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Let's call the base 14. Make those notes before we're trying to figure it out later. This is mod 1, mod 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Base 14. Doing it 2 pieces, we're back to having to hem more. So if we're at 5.5, 6.5, 7, we'll call it 7. We'll hem the top 1 inch, hem the base. And then these, I'm going to do the same, 7, hem, yeah, 7. I'm going to go 3. I think we're back to 4 on that. Four and a half. That'll work. So 4.5, 9, 18, half inch, 18, 19 inches. 19, roughly. Let's see what that does. Okay. These scissors, we've been getting them off Amazon. What do they say? Wingo? Is that what that says? Wingo?
Wingo. You wingo.
They don't do a very good job of laser engraving their branding. This one has no branding. They're Wingo. These are pretty good. My fingers fit in here nice. Heather has used the shit out of this pair. It loosens up, but these are pretty good. And they got like these little serrations almost on them. They're nice. They work really well. And they'll slide, like when you bring them right out of the package, they'll slide no problem. These are been beat to piss for a couple months right here, but they're pretty durable. Pretty nice. I should have cut that instead of ripped it. It takes some doing to bust that apart. All right, let's go look at this now. See what this is going to look like and how much labor this is going to add. You know what would be rad? It'd be rad if, well, I talk too much still and we can't really figure it out. How long it took to build the first iteration versus the second iteration versus the third and fourth. Are we ready? All right. Mark II. This was super difficult to get into. Fastest build possible. Putting the mags in, rather difficult. But Bandolier, it's not meant to be a chest rig. It's meant to pull mags out of and then dispose. So I'm going to build this one flat on the back. Mag pouches are going to do this on the front like a traditional mag, like most of the shit we make. I am really thrown off by that 2 marker on there not being present where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to hem this over front and back 1 inch, which is where your magazine slot is going to be. The bottom, I'm going to hem 1/2 inch, just so that there's not a raw edge there. And this will make the mag slots more prevalent. This will also make the rig shorter. Well, it won't really be narrower, only when it's empty. So let's go ahead and hem this here. And I'm looking for build sequence on this. How can we build these and kick out 100 of these in an afternoon? So we're just going to chain that. Chain this one right into that one, just like so. And there's going to be a second stitch line that goes here. So we'll come back to that one. Just cut this thread. That's weird. And then also like scraps, right? If you have a bunch of scrap, what could you build it out of scrap? You could definitely build more of these out of scrap than this, because this is a much bigger piece of material. However, this second version will have a little more labor in it, or at least more sewing. I like to do everything chained together, disconnect it. That way I don't have to pull the thread through because I cut it. You can see it's, I got a little pillow in there, but you can see it's shrinking it up a little bit. We'll look at that again in a second. I'm going to release the tension a little, which will help a little with the shrinkage. Now let's see, how much did this actually shrink by sewing that? Not too noticeable. It did though. I mean, like I can see it, but I can't show it to you. All right, this one here, we're gonna hem this just a 1/2 inch. That's just so we don't have raw edge down below. I did add 1 inch to the side of both of these so that we could do them pretty clean. I'm going to go ahead and hem this right here. I don't know why this is cutting thread like that. That is really bizarre. I hate having my machines worked on and tuned. It'll fix the problem, but add some other weird thing. I'm of the belief that you can almost usually just sew through it and keep sewing and it'll smooth itself out. Fastest way to do this would be to leave these raw. And then once you have a bunch of them done, just run them all through an edge taper on the edges. Nope, we can't do that. We'd have to run it both edges through because I want these to be able to put the webbing with the attachments for the shoulder strap in here. So belay last. think edge tape kind of looks shitty too. Design your build. You can always design your build to where you don't have edge tape. I think edge tape is to conceal other things. Okay, small piece is the back piece. We had an inch in extra on both sides, so we're going to find the center here first. What is it? Where are we at? 12. Are we at 13 and a half? Let's do centimeters. We're at 30. 34. 15, 16, 17. Their center. And we said we're going to go back to a 3-inch footprint. 3-inch. 6-inch, that leaves us about 3/4 on each edge. Nice, that's what I wanted. 3 inches, 6 inches. These lines are where we're going to run our stitches. That's just so we can see where that other piece gets sewn on. Okay, so there's that. This also has room on there on each edge, so let's find center right here. And what did we say we were going to do? 4.5? 4.5? 4.5? No. 4? I don't remember.
What, these?
Yeah, no. Yeah, these. What did we say we were going to do them on the new ones?
These are 3.5. I don't know.
Yeah, let's try 4. Let's see what that does. 4 and 4 leaves us. That's not working. All right, we need it to be about 3/4. Let's go 3/4 here and 6.5. So 4.25. Okay, so let's try these at 4.25. 4.25. 8.5. That'll fall there. Okay. Okay, so let's try one of these first. We'll tack this one right here. Now, that line I was talking about that we made on there, that's that. So that is the base. Stays still. The face rolls up. Okay. If we like this, then we'll go back and put more thread in this. It's weird when guys won't do things for themselves. It'll make shit so much better, right? Take the risk to buy the piece of equipment. But if you own the piece of equipment, you could do your own jobs on the weekend. And on the weekend, make more money than you're making the entire week that you're working. I don't know if it's just the fear or the laziness or what it is. All right, so there's the slot. Fits. We like it. We could make it less, but it'll work. It would also work for AK, although AK would tear up that raw edge, but this is not a chest rig. This is a oh shit in an emergency kind of thing. We're going to pleat the bottom here to close this up, which makes that mag sit a little bit higher, which we don't like. So maybe we make this also higher. The real way to do this is just to, well, I like to put a cradle there, but that's, again, more labor. Yeah, we put a cradle there. Now we got to tack it here. We got to tack it here. It needs to be tacked on the outside, not the inside, because the mag will hit the edge. So let's go ahead and zip these. See what we like here, what we don't like. We're going to zip that whole sucker right there. And I'm just lining my line over my line. Normally, it's faster to build 2 pieces than 1 piece. And what I mean is, if it takes 2 minutes to build this, then it only takes 3 minutes to build 2 because we're chaining them together. Like I just had to cut, pull that thread, and separate. When you are running multiple pieces, that doesn't exist because you're chaining everything. You're just running it into each other. We run a sew workshop. We bring in 10 people for a weekend, and we build hundreds of whatever the promo items are. Like for real. I mean, that would give them time familiarity on the sewing machine for sure. Now, which one functions better? This one's definitely going to function better than this one, but I actually like this one better. Pull it out of an ammo can, it's 4 mags. Pull it out of a tool bag, it's 4 mags. It doesn't load fast, but it travels well. All right, now, you can be all kinds of fancy doing your pleats on the bottom here. I try to make them even so that if I got a quarter here, then I have a quarter here, right? I try to make them like that. The truth is, it doesn't matter if you even zipped them. Let's do one with just a single pleat, and then let's do one with 2 equal pleats. Just like that. And let's do one with an equal pleat close to the middle, and then the other pleat also close to the middle. Let's see. And then that one was inboard, so let's make this one inboard also opposite direction. Now, I don't know if there's any difference in these. I always just thought, and I see production gear, I see like mil-spec shit come out like this, where it's a single pleat. I just thought it looked bad. Is that single higher? It looks like that single pleat is actually higher. No, because we're right here on this bar. They're not. So there it is pleated. It's flatter across the back. The footprint will definitely, well, the footprint, loaded the footprint is probably smaller than this one. We've got all this excess here. Now we've got these open here, so we can now come and sew whatever attachments we're going to put in here. We still have the question of, and these definitely do stick up higher. You can see, because they're pleated on the base here, it rolls this under. These are definitely, the mags are more exposed. So what are we going to do about retention on these? And these are way looser than these. These are tighter. Maybe this is the one we go with.
If you were telling me to pick which one I like, this one when it was loaded, I like the feeling of it. I like how thin it was and just like mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Again, rig-wise, and I'm trying to reload and do all that all day.
Yeah, and then what do we do about retention? I think the real answer is that we just put a piece of loop Velcro inside here on one side, the back side, the flat side, and then you just use Velcro dot retention on here if you want retention.
Yeah, and even Velcro back there will still give it a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, let's, do we have any hardware out here? Shoulder strap, most things we build, we would just make this captive. adjustable strap though on the fly, I like to take these, do the same strap, but not make it captive. We're going to put a pull tab here so that you can adjust this while you're wearing it, which is the actual waist strap that we use on our fupa, and it works great as for the fanny pack and as a crossbody bag with this strap.
So this is the 1.5 inch, and that doesn't, like, does that make a difference? Like, if I was to wear it with 4 mags, does that actually make a difference?
On 1.5 inch, yeah, you'd feel it. Yeah, you definitely. If you put one on with 1 inch and one with 1.5 inch, you'd like the 1.5 inch better. Would you think wearing 1 inch, man, I wish this was wider? Maybe not, but if we gave you the option and you had them both, you would notice it, yeah. But that means this thing has to have 1.5 inch straps on here also, 1.5 inch hardware, which makes it considerably bulkier. Now what, on this, we could make these wider and give you a pocket here that we could use for a pistol mag. We could put a turn, I mean, all kinds, but then again, we're turning this into something that it's not. So for right now, let's go ahead and just pop these in there and put shoulder straps on here and see how this wears. The fix for that is we just make this a little wider so that we don't have to cut all this webbing, which is definitely what we'll do because we're not going to cut individual pieces of webbing like that. So let's run this down here. Same thing on the other side. Definitely easier to put the mags in this. Now this, you can loosen it up, tighten it up, put it the opposite direction, whatever you want to do. But having 2 buckles on there, it gives you the option to move that strap wherever you want it, left side, right side. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's not. But there it is. Now, clearly it's not going to work as a chest rig. It is simply a bandolier only, just like that. We could put while that seam's open, we could put a piece of 1-inch webbing here and here, and then that would allow them to affix improvised waist strap, shoestring even. I mean, whatever you want to put in there, 550 cord. But most dudes have straps and webbing and shit laying around from other things. So there's that. That is how that sits. Could you come up? Could we fabricate a better waist strap suspension system? Absolutely, you can. It's not what this is, though. We're not trying to take a $15 product and turn it into a $100 product. You absolutely could, though. You could also turn this with a couple more pieces of hardware. You could run this with shoulder straps and, you know, wear it like a chest rig. If we did this, I would definitely want another inch of height on these mag pouches. And probably Velcro inside for Velcro retention. This, I would leave it as it is height-wise and just run Velcro inside probably for Velcro retention on that too. We'll have to mess with the shoulder straps a couple times, see what we like, what we don't like here. I definitely don't like this. I like this. That's much cleaner, having the dual pleats as opposed to the singles. Let's build a cleaner version of this, put a shoulder strap on it, and see what comes out of that. That's what we'll do now. All right, 16, 13, 16, 13. I'm gonna make my marks here at 2 inches. That's gonna give me a 1-inch hem. Then we're just gonna hem the sides minimally. The center, we're going to come off of center. These are going to be our mag slots. We'll just pre-mark it all in here so we don't have to do it out there. 8-inch. These are 3.5. Can we go 3 1/4? 3 1/4. And be pushing it. Let's just go 3.5. Let's go ahead and put a piece of Velcro inside these. What did we say that was? 14. 3-inch loop. Adding this loop inside would allow somebody on their own to put a mag lid inside that Velcros, comes to the front, and you could rig up your own snap if you wanted retention on them at that point. Okay, there's that. There's that. We want 1 inch. We got the loop right here. I want 1 inch webbing.
What about the loop attachments?
Right here. That's the 1 inch. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. I usually squirrel all the little end cuts back there. But since we put that laser back there, I've not been working back there very much. Okay. Do we have everything?
Buckles?
I think I have the buckle. We're going to grab them anyways, but I think I have the buckles in that bin I took out earlier. Is this it? Is this the one? I should be doing this in Coyote thread. I don't want to change thread. This might throw a few of you off, but I don't want to cut all this thread and re-pull it, so I'm just going to chain it. And I don't have multiples of these mag pouches here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it into the shoulder strap. I guess we're going to be pulling thread. Nakajima had other ideas. We're just going to hem this small. That's where that thread broke right there. It looks kind of nasty. I'll put that towards the back. All right, we have 5.5 to deal with here. You don't want it at the bottom of the mag. That's got to go in the mag well. So we'll just put this right about here. Okay. Do they fit? Did something happen? Is my mass off? Did I measure wrong? Did I cut wrong? Pretty damn perfect. Just like perfect Amy. Perfect Lori. We had a crazy chick work for us. They called her Perfect Lori. I think her name was Lori. She was not perfect at anything. They called her that at Carhartt, Perfect Lori. All right. Whoop, whoop. Do we go all the way down? Is there any reason not to go all the way down? I don't know the answer to that. If we leave it up here, water can evacuate through this channel, though, so let's go right here. And then this. I think we got enough meat here that we don't have to... This is way cleaner than this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the back. Here we go. There you go. Cleaner. Pretty clean. Pretty flat. Roll it up like that. Zigzag it. I think that's the way to zigzag it. There it is. Ka-chow. I'm going to do a 2-piece so that we can utilize scrap to build these. Final product will look, it'll look the same. To people that don't know, won't even realize it. So it's still going to be 16 long. But instead of 13 high, we're going to go 6.5 and add a half. So 7 inches. And we'll do 2 pieces. That's the only change. We'll cut this out of 2 separate pieces so we can use small cutoff pieces that are excess out of the laser that we didn't nest. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Doesn't make sense to you? So I have all these. I have all this scrap. This will allow us to use the scrap because right now,
One fold sheet.
yeah, instead of using 16 by 13, we can use 16 by 7 and get rid of a bunch of these pieces. Outcome will be the same.
And then to make a double layer, you're just sewing it around the edges.
On the bottom, yeah. You'll see it. I'll tell you when I get there. You'll notice it. When you figure this video hit the YouTube
Whatever you want it
tonight,
to make it tonight.
we don't even have to edit it. I say we. You don't even have to edit it. We're giving these away. You never know what will become like a cult following product, you know? So by putting the Velcro in there, you have the potential to sell. We can give the Bandolier away and in the future sell an add-on kit, which would be lids, snaps, whatever. Most dudes have the ability to put snaps in, and if they don't, they can simply go to Walmart and gain the ability to put snaps in.
They sell snap sets at Walmart.
They do, yeah. We manually set snaps the first, I'll bet 10, 15 years of business. We didn't have a kick press. We manually set snaps. Okay, so there's those. What else do we need? I need the webbing, the 1-inch webbing and the Velcro. All right, this is the final one, which I think it's identical to the one we just did. But let's see how long this takes. I'll just shut up and work, and we'll see what this actually takes to build here. It's like a blind guy cut this. It's all crooked. thread again. Usually don't need a line through the middle of this 3-inch if we're going to sew slots vertical, but I just went ahead and put them in there out of habit. Okay, the only difference between the single layer and the 2-layer is this here. I'm going to stitch this right at the bottom, making it 1 layer. I added a 1/2 inch in. I'm going to sew well into 1/4. And I'm going to flip it, look, make sure, did I catch everything? I did. I'm going to go ahead and put a second line in this. Velcro goes on the back piece. We'll flip this so that we know we're working with the face. The only reason that matters is which way we're going to set the buckles. And that even doesn't really matter because the buckles will still function. I don't remember what this was. Let's say it's 7.5. This is 7.5. Yeah, right there's the center. Okay. And we said we're going to do these at what? These slots are 3, 6, no, 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 3 1/4. That works. Nice. Just 3 1/4, 3.5. See what that looks like. don't need to burn these, but man, it bothers me not burning them.
Because they're hidden anyway, right?
They're concealed, yeah. You'll never see them. They'll never come undone. I keep thinking, man, we should be utilizing this. We should run it another inch out. You can put a chem light in there. Like I'm like, man, we could do more with this. There's more to do. Imagine if I had some marks on this table that said 12, 24, 36. They actually make stickers that stick on that are rulers, yardsticks.
Scratch a mark on the edge.
Yeah, they. I always wear them off really fast. Are you thinking how we're going to make the video, the promo video, what it's going to look like?
CGI jet running out of ammo. Strapping his bandolier in.
We'll just go, I'll get the Gandalf wig.
Dress up as it.
And I'll just put on a clip-on beard. How long did that take
14 minutes.
to make this?
Yep.
Man, that's still long. Is that with cutting it and everything, or that's that
No,
just sew time?
sewing.
Man, that's still a long time. There we go. Gobble, gobble. Cyber Monday. You guys have made it through Black Friday. Thank you for everybody that participated in our sales and all of our friends' sales. Cyber Monday. You still get 30% off your order. You spend $100 after the discount. We are going to send you a free 4-mag bandolier. We've never made these. These are not on the website. You cannot buy them. And you get this free 4-mag bandolier. We have made it so that it adjusts on the fly, just like our FUPA shoulder strap, waist strap does right there. Velcro backed retention inside. You can put a Velcro piece of adhesive on the back of your mag. In the future, perhaps you add lids to this. Attachment points on the bottom to affix a waist strap of whatever you have, or fabricate one, or in the future, perhaps we put one out. 4 mags. We're going to build several colors. Order as many times as you want. Rather than a $300 order, place 3 $100 orders. We will send you 3 bandoliers. You can request the color of bandoliers. No promises on that. We will try to accommodate you. Cyber Monday, 30% off, free 4-mag bandolier. Fuck SOE. I don't like those guys. Well, for you guys, we just made a full build video on how we built this and the iterations. We spent all day coming up with the design, and we have shown you how to build your own. So if you don't want ours, we've given you that for free also. This 4-pack bandolier will fit in any of your tool bags, kit bags, anywhere. By no means is this meant to replace your chest rig, but this does give you 4 mags. It zigzags back and forth. It is very compact. You can keep it in your glove box, center console, anywhere. 4 mags, ready to fight, and it's free. Cyber Monday, 30% off, free bandolier. Thank you, guys.